You've heard about it before, the World Economic Forum. It's in Davos, Switzerland. Takes place in January every year. Let's tell you a little bit about it. It's an independent nonprofit. It's based in Switzerland. They've been meeting in Davos for 40 years. Some say because it's such a hard place to get to, it doesn't lend itself to a whole bunch of spectators. It's a ski resort. 2,500 world leaders, banking bigwigs, policymakers, academics, movie stars and singers. Everybody who wants to change the world gets together. They discuss ways to deal with social development and economic progress. And this year's mission statement, the title is Improve the State of the World, Rethink, Redesign, Rebuild. Hope they didn't spend too much money to work that out. Richard Quest, our man Richard Quest is on the case. Now, Richard, we were just talking to John Zarella a moment ago. He was talking about Katie Coleman, the astronaut, and he said, you know, she's got a PhD in chemistry, and yet she has this way of making these out-of-this-world things understandable. And that's why I come to you, because really I don't understand why these people are out there in Davos, what they could possibly be talking about, and how it could possibly affect my economic life here in the United States. So we have put you to the task. Do not fail us, Richard.
I have no intention of failing you in this rather important duty you've given me today. Listen, the fact is, we all schlep up a mountainside every January here to Davos because this is the one time in the year that everybody does have a chance to schmooze, to put forward ideas, and to perhaps think the unthinkable. Now, no doubt this year bankers will be lobbying against reform, CEOs will be looking to do what deals there may be in the future, and those government leaders who are still here will be working out what is acceptable to the various people. Because last year, Ali, we were putting out the fires. There was pretty much consensus. This year, when you come to rebuild, redesign, rethink, and if I hear that phrase again, I'll probably go bananas, I decided you really did have to get back to basics. And if I'm going to be up a mountainside in Switzerland, that means I have to rethink, redesign, and rebuild a snowman. It's a sorry sight. Meet Jeff the Snowman. Global economic fortune turned global economic failure. But how can we turn Jeff back upright again? Make him proud once again to be master of all he surveys. Back to basics. Getting things started should be as easy as rolling a new snowball. Like the global economic system, this snow is not fit for the purpose of building a snowman. It won't roll, which is why here in Davos, the week's going to be spent rethinking how we make a new financial system. While the rebuilding goes on, some will undoubtedly take advantage, still scavenging over the wreckage, hoping to make a bonus. We know there's plenty of snow. Just a question of rethinking how to use it, and that's where rethinking the project comes into play. Use a bucket. This should do it. Bigger is not always better. These days, we need to do it differently. Add a bit of water. I'm making progress. It's slow going. Thankfully, I'm not alone. Expert help is appropriately named. What is her name? Hans. Hans! Yeah. More hands the merrier to get this snowman right. We need to salvage what we can from that which remains. Hey! Gut, ja. 1, 2, 3. Davos is different this time. Paradigm shifts, out-of-the-box thinking. Jeff, the global economic fortune, is neither as big nor as beautiful as perhaps we'd like. But it's taken a lot of effort to get us this far. We've had to rebuild, redesign, and, crucially, rethink. And if it's not all it might be, well, hey, it's good enough for this year. And the reality is, Ali, that it's fashionable to bash Davos, but the truth is we'd be all much the sorrier if it didn't exist.
You brought up the word fashionable. I didn't. Did you lose a bet which made you wear that hat?
That is a fine piece of headgear, I'll have you know. And I shall be selling it at eBay to the biggest offer.
Excellent. Good. Swag from Richard Quest in Davos. Richard, you get a 10 out of 10 on that one, I have to say. Very impressive. You have a show, Quest Means Business, which airs 2 o'clock Eastern Time on CNN International. Can we work out something where you can be on the show more regularly? Because those are the kind of explanations we need.
We are going to work out something, and you will be hearing this sound a great deal more often. Watch and wait.
Richard Quest, always delivering and meeting the challenge presented to him. You have a good time in Davos. We'll check in with you all week. I thought, by the way, that I had a remarkable description of the stimulus and all the money that was going into it, which I'm going to present to you in just a moment. But now that I realize it doesn't involve snow and ridiculous-looking hats and buckets, I'm hoping you'll stick with me anyway, because I think it's actually pretty good. It's a little more technologically advanced than Richard's, but I'll show it to you in just a minute.